Hey y'all, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. And as you can tell, this is not my usual filming location. I am outside showing you my brand new car that I bought a couple of weeks ago. And it's kind of crazy how quick this process went. And maybe I'll go into detail a little bit later as to kind of how the process went for me, because it was my first time going through the process of buying a new vehicle. But if you are just new to my channel or didn't really catch it, I got in a car accident on January 24th. So we're going on almost 3 months now. And for about 8 or 9 weeks, I was borrowing family vehicles and just using those to commute to work until I could find something better. I do not recommend buying a car right now if you don't have to, because the car market is rough. However, I was lucky enough to be able to snag a brand new 2022 Volkswagen Taos, which a lot of people don't really know much about the Taos. Basically what it is, it's a compact SUV, kind of one of their newer lines. It's kind of like a mini version of their Atlas, which is a little bit bigger. But anyways, I'm going to show you the outside and the inside of the vehicle, kind of some quick sneak peeks as to how I have it organized. I've had this car for exactly 3 weeks and 1 day, and it's been incredible to actually drive a vehicle that's brand new. So I'm still kind of learning some of the bells and whistles, so bear with me. But anyways, with that being said, I am super excited to show you this brand new car. So we'll jump right into it. The rest of this video, I'm going to be behind the camera, and I'm going to be showing you everything around my car. But this is kind of an overview of the outside edge. I'm 5'7", almost 5'7.5", so I stand maybe a little bit taller than this vehicle. From some angles, this vehicle looks very big, and other angles it looks very small, but I'll kind of give you a pan around. I do not have a front license plate right now, but I will be getting one soon. My actual license plate got in the car accident. I was able to transfer my Wisconsin plates over. If you live in the state of Wisconsin, you do have to have a front and a back license plate. So as I go around the back here, you might see blurriness because I don't need anybody seeing my actual license number. But I do have a couple cute stickers. Of course, Maddie is a hygienist, so she has to have her RDH sticker. I used to have a nice one on the back of my old vehicle, but of course that is no longer with us. And then I bought this a long time ago, and I promised myself whenever I would get into a brand new vehicle, I was going to put this on here. This is Hope. With the diabetes ribbon and a little heart inside, kind of formed into the shape of a blood drop. So I have that on the back as well. And then this is, again, the other side of it. If you look at it from behind, it honestly looks pretty tiny. But if you kind of look at it from like a 3/4 or a side view, it looks pretty big. And surprisingly for inside, you'll find out in just a second that for a compact SUV, passengers have a lot of space for the legs and, you know, body and, you know, everything that you want to put in there, including all your groceries and things like that. So with that being said, I gave you kind of an outside view. Here's the tires. This is what they look like. I only have an S model, you guys. This vehicle is not a SE or an SEL. This is the base model 2022 Volkswagen Taos in a black color. Again, didn't have much of a color choice just due to the market. However, if I would recommend anything to you, as I'm kind of going to speak right now from this moment in 2022, if you have to get a new vehicle, buy brand new. The used market vehicle's nuts. If I would have bought this vehicle used, I would have paid almost the same price as new. So to me, it's worth it to get it new, and then you have the warranties and things like that. So anyways, here's the outside of the vehicle, and we'll hop right into the inside. So first off, if you aren't aware, I had a 2000 Ford Taurus. And again, I'm going to have to blur out part of this picture because it shows exactly where I got the vehicle, and it kind of gives away more so my location than I would like. But I did not realize that this car was going to be a push button. So when you have a vehicle that's newer now, you get a fob, and basically you can lock, unlock, or do the trunk. My trunk doesn't automatically open, or the hatch doesn't open, but I hit it and then I push the button behind the back and it will open. I'll show you that later. But you get a fob, and then of course I just have house keys and just a couple of random keychains. One's a dental hygiene one, one's Jesus, and then I have this puffy cute little cat. And the only reason why I added this is because I used to have a lanyard and I would never ever lose my keys. I've lost my fob a couple of times, although I have another fob in my room with a red, you know, kind of rubber gripper on here from the place that I bought it from. So I added this cat and a couple of other things just so that I can see it and I don't lose it and I can hear it anywhere I go. But this car will basically scream at you if the fob is not inside when you go to start it, but you have to have the fob with you. But there's no ignition, like turning an actual key or anything like that. But this is kind of the fob you would use to lock and unlock it. I believe my vehicle is unlocked, but you would just hit this button to lock. You can kind of hear it click. You may or may not. I'm not sure. There's some traffic on the road, and then this is to unlock. It does the same clicking. So, and you'd have to unlock it twice to unlock the back doors and the passenger doors. One button will unlock your drawer. The other buttons will unlock the rest of the doors. And I also have an app, which I'll kind of delve into later. But anyways, I'll show you exactly what this vehicle looks like on the inside. So when you first come in here, it kind of welcomes you and gives you this little Volkswagen thing. The time, I have 1,136 miles on this baby. The temperature, and that's about it. And if there's a chance of precipitation, it'll put that up on here. So you have all your keypad, features here. You have your windows, which is really warm in here. And it's not that warm outside. I don't know why I'm roasting in here. But anyways, I went through and I cleaned everything up in here and dusted it all off. But the steering wheel is super nice. It's got like this interesting looking stitching on it. It took me a while to get used to this vehicle because it's an all-wheel drive and I had a front-wheel drive vehicle, so all the weight in here is extremely balanced. I'm like, okay, where's the weight of the vehicle? But this is where like you have your heated steering wheel features, like to change the menu settings that come up on the screen, which I can show you in a little bit. This is where your cruise control is and things like that. Over here is the blinkers. Over here is your wipers. This also has a rear view wiper, which you can't see through here unless I actually get into the mirror. So if you see back here, there's actually a wiper that goes across the back part of the screen. Of course, Maddie, being a hygienist, needs to floss more. Little car freshener in here, but I was gonna wait to put it in a new vehicle, so here I am. So this is kind of the middle portion. Again, I'm doing this super quickly. You got your controls for your heat, temperature, the blowers, defrost, basic stuff like that. This is a good spot to put your phone if you put it anywhere. So this is where I typically put it. And then you have charging ports as well as like a car charging port in here. The cool thing with this car as well is, so you have your traditional, basic automatic shifting, but if I push this and go to the right, it will actually be able to go into what they call a Tiptronic engine, and I can actually drive this vehicle in manual if I'd like. This button is to shut the auto off start feature. So this vehicle, as many new vehicles are like, if you aren't aware, when the vehicle gets to an optimum temperature and you're at a complete stop at 0 miles per hour, within about 5 to 10 seconds, the engine will shut off. And as soon as you take your foot off the brake, it'll resume the engine again. And that actually kind of scared me at first when I test drove this vehicle. I thought I broke the vehicle, but I didn't. So you can shut that feature off if you don't want it. My mom does not like this feature. So whenever if she wants to drive the vehicle ever so often, I shut that off for her. This is the parking brake, which again is super weird. You have to like pull up and push the brake, the actual brake down there, to literally get the parking brake to work. And then you have to push the brake and then push back down to get the parking brake on. This car comes in like several different modes. There's like a sport mode, a normal mode, and I keep it in the little road path one. That is eco mode. So eco mode basically gets you the best gas mileage, and it kind of cuts back on heat, air conditioning, things like that, to conserve gas as much as possible. This vehicle gets pretty gosh darn good gas mileage. I think it averages for me about 35 to 40 miles per the gallon on the highway. City is a little bit less. I think it's like 25, no, maybe 28. This is kind of the view of the passenger seat. Again, nothing super fancy. This is the cup holders. Of course, we have a Suzy Q, Sheltie thing going on in here. This was from my old vehicle. And here I just have a box of tissues. And then over here, I have a little avocado car center thing from Bath and Body Works. I have this from my old vehicle. It literally, all it is a thing to bust the glass. And then there's a flashlight here that turns on. You can kind of see it. And then in order to power the flashlight a little bit more, you can crank it. And then over here, there's a little knife to actually cut the seatbelt if you need to get out in an emergency situation. This is where the headlights turn on and off. Pretty cool. Another feature my car has, I forgot to mention, is heated seats. So if you literally push this button here, that's for the driver. This is for the passenger. And I didn't figure that out until I was sitting in the drive-thru at McDonald's one night. Another thing I didn't figure out with my vehicle until I was sitting in the drive-thru at McDonald's at night, because it was my first time taking this vehicle out in nighttime, is it's got an auto feature with the brights. So when it recognizes it's super dark out, it will automatically turn your brights on for you. It'll be indicated by like a little blue light on here. It's hard to obviously can't really show you that because it's daylight. But as soon as it detects another object or vehicle coming in your direction, it will automatically shut your brights off for you and then turn them back on when a car's there, instead of you having to pull forward and backwards. Now, I could shut the auto off and do it all myself from here, you know, pushing forward and backwards like a normal vehicle. Up and down here gives you your turn signals. But I kind of honestly like the auto feature of that, and I really like the auto on and off feature of the vehicle, like shutting itself off when I'm not using it. Again, I think it's just nice to conserve as much as you can with the vehicle. However, I do shut this off when the weather has been bad, just because I would rather not to have the vehicle shut off if I'm in a slippery stretch. I'd rather keep my traction going. This car handles pretty well in a lot of different weather conditions. It defrosts fast, it heats up fast, it cools down quick. It's just like on its game, and it's actually pretty incredible to me to see how amazing and how far technology has come with these newer vehicles. This is obviously the paneling here where you have your radio. You can actually obviously take calls from here, which is pretty nice. It's been super convenient. The only time I don't take calls is if I'm with somebody else and I don't want them to hear my conversation. So I really only take cars when I'm in here by myself. But to be honest with you, I'm only really driving this myself. But if you do have a passenger with you, the nice thing with this too, this is your emergency flashers, is when they recognizes that there's a passenger in the seat and the seatbelt is clicked in over here, it will turn the passenger airbags on. If there is no passenger in this seat, the passenger airbags will be marked in here. When I'm in here, it'll be marked as off. So it's kind of, again, conserving as much as you can so that it can, you know, be focused in whatever. I said, this is pretty much just, this is my vehicle. I bought it on my own. I didn't need anybody to sign with me or anything like that. This is where you actually start the engine. You have to push the brake and physically hit the button to start the engine. Which I guess I can show you that, you guys. So actually, to be honest with you, I panicked the hell out of myself when I first got this vehicle. I'm not going to lie to you. I came from a vehicle that you had to turn the key to get the vehicle to start, not a brake button. So I'm like, how do you turn this engine on? You have to hit the brake dummy. Like, it took me literally 5 minutes to do it. So if I hit the brake here and push this button, the vehicle will turn on. So it has an adaptive cruise control feature. Sorry, my fingers got in the way. There's your gas gauge, how many miles to empty. I just turned it off. Gives you the outside temperature. This turns the radio on, which I'm not going to do because I'll get copyrighted for somebody's song. This is the temperature gauge. Up to the middle there is normal. It's in park reverse drive. So I don't have my seatbelt on right now, but I can literally back up in my driveway to show you what the backup camera looks like. So again, another super nice feature of this vehicle is a backup camera. So I literally don't even have to look behind me to back up. Again, I was used to being the one who had to literally back up the whole entire time, right? And as soon as you put it in drive, it'll turn the backup camera off. And when the vehicle first starts off, it turns the auto start shut off feature of it, which is super nice. I'm trying to pay attention to not crash into my garage. So once I hit the 0, I'm going to have you, okay, actually the engine is off right now. So if I put it in park, the engine is off. You might not be able to hear it very well. And as soon as I put it in reverse, the engine will start back up. It's just a very neat vehicle. I need to center this better in my driveway, so give me a moment. So, when that little thing is lit up, that means the engine's off. And if I leave the engine sit like this for long enough, it will actually shut it off for me. But then all I do is hit this button and it's done. So then it gives you the time, date, what you did, how many miles, etc. And when you open a door, any trunk, it will indicate in a little red switch spot area that, like, hey, this is open. So you got a little idea of how the car's like. And it also says, don't forget your cell phone. So when there's no radio on, it displays like a analog clock. And as you saw, there was the backup camera. But yeah, and then of course I have my glove box, which I just have car insurance things, the manual, an extra car charging port, and like a dust thing. And then I have these like cables for my pump and my phone. I have these little car pockets from my older vehicle here. I usually put my key fob here, and then Again, another one of these. The mats in here are super nice. Again, this is probably the most awkward angle. I'm trying not to like be goofy. But these are like super nice car mats. I just cleaned them off. And I cleaned down here. I actually kind of like this spot to put my left foot. I don't know why. It just works for me. And then obviously your brake and your gas is here. I also have sunglasses lodged in here as well, which I didn't show you with that this little handy dandy tool thing that I have. So it's pretty much everything to the front seat of the vehicle. You can kind of see the back seat here. I have a couple of blankets. I'll actually get out of the vehicle and then hop into the vehicle and show you what the back seat's like. Again, a lot of leg room. I mean, you wouldn't believe the amount of leg room that you have in here. Up above here, I have like a little thing where I can actually hit the lights, and then there's some sort of SOS switch over here if like you get lost somewhere. My mom's almost hit that before, and it's actually kind of scared the living crap out of me. So yeah, that's pretty much everything to the front. Again, it's a S model. It's really, really nice, and I'm probably making this video super boring because I'm not a car guru, but I figured if you want to see what the inside of a Taos is like, this is mainly for those of you who are like maybe looking for a different vehicle. And it was relatively priced, not bad. I think with all the extra warranty stuff I have, I had like a $3,000 down payment. I think I'm only like 33,000 in debt, but I'm going to pay it off super quick. But it's got like a lot of nice features for a basic S model, which I'm really impressed. I didn't know my car had heated seats. I knew it had the heated steering wheel, which I never have actually tried yet. But I didn't realize this car also had heated seats, and the automatic bright feature and shut off feature is like bomb. So anyways, I'll get out of the vehicle and show you what the back seat and the trunk area looks like. This is the whole back seat section. I have not had anybody ride behind me yet. There's just, again, nice mats. I have 2 blankets here, and there's enough room to fit 3 passengers. I don't know what the heck this is. It's like, almost looks like a bird feather, which is super weird. I just noticed that now. I'm like anal OCD about keeping cars clean. I was even super nice to my baby. I babied my old one. What you don't see in here is I have like a little blue trash can thing. I have to like put that in here yet. I should go do that after this video was filmed. But this back seat has like a little spot for people who are back here to put like their phones or whatever kind of stuff's in here. I believe this console thing is like a cup holder area. If there is no third passenger. I don't know what this does. We're going to find out. Oh, apparently this opens this. So, yay. So, Maddie has just now figured out something new about her vehicle. Here's kind of another angle of everything. There is obviously the pull-down things for the mirror. Pretty obvious for a basic car, right? So then here's the rear view mirror for the driver. Again, I don't have any like crazy like directional feature things on the mirror because, again, this is an S model. But what's really cool is, I don't know if you guys can see, there's that little tiny like marking on that passenger side as well as the driver's side over here. That will light up when a vehicle is detected in your blind spot. And if you have your blinker on and you're about to go into a lane, it will flash orange at you to let you know, hey, there is somebody in your blind spot, which, again, another cool feature. I don't heavily rely on that. I still do a lot of like checking myself. Sometimes I also have a tendency to not use my backup camera because I'm just not used to it yet. But again, another really awesome safety feature that obviously old vehicles don't have, right? So I'll zoom out a little bit more again here. But yeah, and then again, 2 cup holders, kind of a top-down view of what everything looks like. Some nice pocket areas for your passengers, and then to roll down the windows back here. I don't have the child safety things on because I don't have any kids riding in here as of yet. And then, of course, same thing over here that I'm kind of kneeling in here as well. But again, the whole thing kind of pulls out, and it does super well. And then to open this, you go like this, and then to literally shut the thing, it's kind of a pain in the rear. It's like it doesn't want to stick all the way in there. So I kind of feel bad for whoever's going to be the third passenger here, but maybe it's more designed for like a little kid because there's like not a lot of room in this middle part. But I've had full-fledged adults riding back of here, and they're very comfortable with the amount of space, considering this, again, is considered a compact SUV. Here's a view of the trunk from this side. I'll kind of show you what I've got in my trunk. To open the trunk, you have to literally push this, and then it will open for you. Underneath here is your typical usual spare tire stuff, right? So you lift this little Velcro thing up, and then under here is Maddie's spare tire to her Volkswagen if she needs it. Another which is kind of nice. I didn't realize that there was a little 12-volt charging port back here. This is where you would hook up your car seats for kiddos, I suppose. Again, I don't have any children, so what's the point of worrying about that right now? But anyways, when you come buy a Volkswagen, they give you like a roadside assistance kit, which was super cool. I didn't realize that they were going to do it. And it's got Velcro so that it literally sticks to this like mat. So it's kind of an awkward thing, but I'll kind of show you what's in here. Not much too exciting. It's actually jumper cables. I have jumper cables in that bag. So it gives you exactly what's listed in here. So there's the carrying bag, booster cables, warning triangles, a multi-tool plier thing, which I've used for something other than car stuff already. A flashlight, a blanket, a poncho, a whistle, work gloves, PVC tape, 3 cable ties, adhesive bandages, 15 of them, 3 extra large bandages, and 2 knuckle bandages. So there's all kinds of things in here, I suppose. So I usually just leave that in the back corner along with my snow brush and my umbrella for my older vehicle. I have 2 reusable bags. I have a Beauty and the Beast one and a pineapple one that I use sometimes for groceries. And then this old bag used to be what my car kit was for my old car. So inside here I have another set of jumper cables, I believe. Where did I find nothing? So yeah, another set of jumper cables, a hat, and another scraper. And then also with Volkswagen, it took me like 20 minutes to put these stinking little things together. What these are is little cargo triangles, and basically they stick to the Velcro, and I keep them in here so they don't constantly rip up my Velcro. So say you had like something really heavy you were hauling for groceries, which would have been helpful yesterday. So you can literally form like a triangle or a square or whatever you want and hold something in here. And it's designed as if you turn a corner really sharp or X, Y, and Z, that it's not going to rattle it around, which is super nice. You get 4 of these little things like that, and then they fold out. So you can even do them like this and be them a little bit more wedged. Again, I don't keep them out because, again, it takes up space, and they also just rip the heck out of your Velcro over time, but I use them if I need to. And then under here, I literally have all my paperwork that I signed for my car, as well as all my loan information and warranty information. So everything's here. Again, I have to blur some of that stuff up, but I just I'll leaf through a bunch of the stuff. You wouldn't believe how many papers you have to sign and get a new vehicle. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna run out of room for a signature. And then I have, of course, a little umbrella back here and blankets. So I was very well prepared with my old vehicle. So to me, to have a roadside kit with a few extra things is nice. So I just keep that in here. And again, this little space is not exactly large. I mean, I could sit back here comfortably and have a picnic with myself and maybe somebody else, but it's not like as huge as my old Ford Taurus where I could literally put so much in here. But if I wanted to, I could collapse these seats down and do it. But I'm just going to leave the seats up in the event I need more room for passengers. I think this is really a nice vehicle for anybody with kids. It's not like a super big like minivan type thing where you could haul like 5 kids at once, but 3 would be plenty, right? So it has like little window back here, and again a little more of the grippy area and a light back here if you need it. So yeah, that's everything to my vehicle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this really basic Maddie shows her car video. I'm very happy with this vehicle. A Volkswagen was like my second brand of choice. I've always known Volkswagens made really good vehicles. Never realized much about the Taos, which is, again, a newer line versus like Atlas, Jetta, Tiguan. They've had those for a long time, but the Taos is really a nice little vehicle that can get you to and from and actually haul people without having to worry about not having enough space, and is very economical, efficient with being an SUV. I'm actually kind of impressed that this vehicle is also a 4-cylinder engine, and it goes. Like, my old car was a 6-cylinder. Yes, if you're interested in looking at Volkswagens, the Taos is a good place to start for anybody. It's not, it's really a nice vehicle without sacrificing economical gas mileage, and I needed something that was going to get me back and forth to work safely, as well as get me good gas mileage, because I drive approximately 26 miles to and 26 miles back for work. So I put on miles rather quickly. But anyways, I gave you a good overview of my car, and I hope to be doing car vlogging very soon, because I'm going to mount like a little phone stand in there so we can actually vlog and not hear a really loud engine. So I was really impressed how quiet it was when I first bought it. I was like, the whole entire way home, I was like, I got a brand new car. The whole entire way, I just drove off a lot with a brand new car. Like, I think I was like in shock, but also panicking, because I'm like, I've never drove something like this beautiful and this nice, and it's mine, you know, and it's hard work pays off. And I guess as I go forward with like paying it and finding things that work better for me with this vehicle, I'll keep you guys up to date. Again, I'm sorry if the sun is like casting too much light on here. I'm outside. But as I go further forward, I'll give you guys the advice I've learned picking up with new vehicles. I mean, everybody's experience buying new vehicles is different, but I'll stick with Volkswagen probably as long as I can. I really think it's a great brand, and I'm going to go with it. And great service. Apparently, once I get past the initial 5 and 10,000 mile checks, this vehicle doesn't need its oil change until every 10,000 after, or unless something else would go wrong. So anyways, I'll do another video explaining the app that you get, the Volkswagen app that allows you to control your vehicle from your phone, as well as it gives you an idea of what other things could be going wrong with your vehicle when it needs to be serviced. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. I post as often as I can about type 1 diabetes plus more. Stay tuned. I've got some other exciting things coming up. I may be doing something kind of big, so we'll see how that goes. Or starting something kind of interesting. So I'll let you guys know when that changes with my life. But until then, I'll just keep making videos, and we'll keep going from there. So until next time for another video, take care. God bless. Be kind, spread positivity, and be thankful. And I love you all. Thank you all for your support. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.